US Senator Bernie Sanders has accused Kamala Harris of failing to offer voters a pro-worker agenda. Speaking to the NBC, he refused to blame Joe Biden for the Democrats' election loss. He says more could have been done to support working Americans.
It's not either or, Chris, and this is the problem. You can do both. You could say that I'm for raising the minimum wage to a living wage, guarantee health care for all people, expanding Social Security. And by the way, I also support a woman's right to control her own body, etc. It's not either or. It's going forward in both directions.
David Blevins has more.
Sweep, both of the Rust Belt and of the Sun Belt. No one saw that coming. He's been uncharacteristically quiet, I have to say, since his victory speech earlier in the week. And perhaps that's a strategy to let the airwaves be filled with the meltdown that's going on within the Democratic Party. Bernie Sanders, of course, is not a member of the Democratic Party. He's an independent senator for Vermont. But he did twice seek the Democratic Party nomination for the presidency. And this morning, he has again doubled down on this claim that the Democrats abandoned the working people, and that's why the working people abandoned them. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, he's holed up here with his advisors at Mar-a-Lago, putting together his administration. We know more about who's out than who's in, because last night he tweeted on his own social media platform that there would be no place for former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo or former Ambassador Nikki Haley. Hardly surprising, given that she was his nearest rival in the Republican primary. He will hit the road to Washington later this week for a meeting in the Oval Office with President Biden. The first part, I suppose, of the transfer of power. The White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says this morning that that meeting will focus on issues both at home and abroad, particularly the potential for a ceasefire in the Middle East and what happens next in Ukraine. So I suppose it's safe to say we're 1,000 miles from Washington here in West Palm Beach, but it's the conversations taking place over there at Mar-a-Lago that are going to shape America for the next 4 years.